Hello everybody and welcome to my latest video. So thank you very much for joining me. Beetle Dave here from Derby in the UK on a Sunday morning. As the title suggests, today's video I will be showing you my recent record haul from Nottingham, and I bought it off my mate Rob, who runs Rob's Records in Hert's Yard in Nottingham. So if you're in Nottingham, go and see Rob. He's a brilliant bloke, and his collection, he's got loads and loads of things. It's not just all like 60s stuff. He does everything from classical, kids records, soul, Motown, rock, punk, you name it, he's got it. It's well worth a visit. He'll always, if you buy a few things, he will knock your bit of price off, but his prices are very fair anyway. So what I'm going to show you today is the LPs that I bought off him. There is quite a few. I haven't played them all. I did clean them all yesterday, so some of them have still got stickers on from Rob's pricing on the actual sleeve, and some of them haven't. So if you can see a sticker, just don't really, just ignore it. So the first one that I actually bought was the Animals. So a lot of although I like the Beatles, I will actually listen to anything. This is the Animals' debut album, and I think it was originally released on Columbia, but this is a later pressing from around 1969, 1970. It's still got flip back sleeves, but it's on Starline, so the catalogue number is SRS 5006, and I think it is stereo. So that's the cover, and then that is the track listing on the back. I've been after this album for quite a while, to be honest, but the original one, the Columbia one, is actually quite a lot of money. So I'll go through the track listing just in case you don't know. You might not know half of these songs. I don't know half of them because, like I say, I haven't actually played this one yet. So side one, you've got Story of Bo Diddley. Then you've got Burn My Body, Dimples, I've Been Around, I'm in Love Again, and The Girl Can't Help It. The Girl Can't Help It, Can't Help It. The Girl, that Little Richard song, wasn't it? Side two, I'm Mad Again, She Said Yeah, The Right Time, Memphis, Boom Boom, and Mound. So that is the track. So you've still got the flip back sleeve, and it has actually got a pinched spine. That looks pinched there. You see? I don't know if you can see that properly. That's the sleeve it came in, so it's not the original, but it would have been an advertising sleeve, wouldn't it? I don't know if you're going to see these labels because this has been done on my computer again. So that's the A side, and then that's the B side. It is actually in very, very nice condition. This, I would class it as excellent, maybe excellent minus. As far as I can see, there's no scratches or anything on it. It is in really, really nice condition, and it's actually quite heavyweight record. Price wise, I'm not quite sure what it's worth, but to be honest, I haven't bought it to sell it. I bought it to add to my collection. I did have a quick look on eBay yesterday, and I could only find one that was on this, and I think that was for about £17 or £20. But it got like writing all over the sleeve, and it was scratched. They did say it was scratched, and they didn't ethically play. I actually paid £10 for that. That's not bad, is it? £10 for 12 songs. So, like I say, the condition on that is excellent. I'd say excellent. So that's the first one. Like I said, there is a few that we've got to look through, so I will try and go as quick as I can. The next one is David Bowie, Heroes. I was looking through my records the other day, and I always thought I'd got this album somewhere, but I haven't. I've got it on CD. I did have it years ago. I think this is a slightly later reissue. It is a UK copy. So that's the track listing on the back. And that's the front cover. Excuse me. Again, the cover is in really, really nice condition. I've got to get another sleeve for this, inner sleeve, because I like to use anti-static sleeves where I can. So the catalogue number on this is PL 12552. So that's PL 12522. They've got Heroes, Beauty and the Beast, Joe the Lion. Sorry, you've got Beauty and the Beast, Joe the Lion, Heroes, Sons of a Silent Age, and Blackout. That's side one. And then on side two, you've got V2, Sense of Doubt, Moss Garden, Mellotron, and the Secret Life of Arabia. I'm not sure if you're going to see these labels or not. But the strange thing is, I know when I had this before, it was on a black RCA label. This one's more like a creamy coloured one. Again, the condition is very, very nice. I would say that is definitely an excellent LP condition. The sleeve is also very good. I think the only thing wrong with the sleeve is it's starting to come away. Yeah, it's just started to come away there, so I've got to re-glue it. And you did get the insert with this as well. So you've got an insert with all the songs. Again, if you go on eBay or Fleabay, to try and find something like this, it's a bit like with the Beatles albums, because I'm not 100% sure what pressing this is. I don't think it's an original from 1977. I do know it's British, because it says made in England on the bottom here. But because the labels are slightly different colour, I'm not sure. I'd say on eBay it'd probably be worth about 25, maybe £30, because it is, like I say, it is in really, really nice condition. I'd say excellent condition. I paid £18 for that one. Then I got another. I did do a video on this LP a while ago, but this is one that I actually found in Rob's. And I thought, just because I hadn't seen it for years and years and years, I'd just buy it, and that was £8. David Bowie, Love You Till Tuesday. So I won't get it all out. Well, yes, I will show you. So that's the sleeve. That's the 10. It is in nice condition as well. No scratches or marks. That's side one, and that's side two. I don't know if you're going to see these labels properly or not, because this laptop doesn't like white backgrounds, does it? I mean, this is actually red. Yeah. Again, really, really nice condition. I'd say the record is in excellent condition. Easy, excellent. Again, sleeve. So I've just got to re-glue it at the top there because it has started to come away. I did actually find one on eBay. These don't come up on eBay that often now. And I think it was £35 if I remember rightly. I paid £8. £8 for that. I will get these off. Do you know the easiest way to get these off? Take your record out, put it on a sleeve or cover on a really, really flat surface, and get some wet wipes and just go over it very, very gently, and then eventually it will come off. But it does depend if it's laminated or not laminated. If it's not laminated, it is a little bit harder to get them off. The next one is I've got about 18 copies of this now. Is the Ringo Starr 1973 album Ringo. Again, this is a UK copy. It's got the booklet and everything with it, which is still attached here. And again, it is in really, really nice condition. one of the best ones I've seen, to be honest. It's probably better than the ones that I've got. Again, the vinyl looks virtually unplayed. Lovely, nice shine to it. And I've actually played this one, and the sound quality on it is absolutely amazing. Now, if you're saying it's on Apple Records, and you've got the Beatles connection, haven't you? Because George Harrison, John Lennon, and Paul McCartney all play on this album. Not all on the same song, but they do all play on song on the album. It's probably one of the least expensive Apple Records, if that makes sense. You can usually pick up a really nice copy for around £20 on eBay. You can get a battered up one for about £5 or £6, but to be honest, if you go for it, go for a nice copy like this. You know, that's everything's in really nice condition, and the booklet and everything is with it. I paid £6. It's not bad, is it? £6 for that. I sometimes think it seems like this is a very overrated album, but then in other times it seems very underrated. For saying that who played on it, and basically it was Ringo's first proper pop stroke rock LP, wasn't it? Because before that he'd done a Sentimental Journey, which was all like standards, wasn't it? And Bukus of Blue, which was just country and western album, wasn't it? They're good albums, though. But yes, very good. If you can ever find one of these for under £10 in condition like this, you're doing very well. Usually, like I say, they go for about something in that condition will be £20-25 usually. I paid £6. Mixed lot, you see, today. Then I've got The Story of the Stones. This is a double LP, and it's on Kato Records. Can you remember them? Kato, like a TV advertising thing, wasn't it? I think you could buy them in the shops as well, but it was mainly like advertised on TV, wasn't it? So it's basically 30 greats, 30 original greats by the Rolling Stones. So you've got all the hits on there. You've got Can't Get No Satisfaction, It's All Over Now, Time Is On My Side, Play With Fire, Off the Hook, Little Red Rooster, Let It Bleed, Paint It Black, Last Time, We Love You, Under My Thumb, Come On, Honky Tonk Woman, Jumping Jack Flash, I Want to Be Your Man, Mother's Little Helper, Can't Always Get What You Want, Let's Spend the Night Together, Get Off My Cloud, Not Fade Away, Street Fighting Man, Ruby Tuesday. So you get the gist of what's on it. Again, in really nice condition, gatefold sleeve. And the records are actually virtually mint. I hope you can see these labels on this one. That's side one. And that's side two. Again, really nice shine. Can't see no marks on this one whatsoever. To be honest, this looks like it's never been played. Yes, it won't be the most valuable Rolling Stones record ever because it was just like a greatest hits thing, wasn't it? If you haven't got any of the Rolling Stones LPs, or you haven't got any of the singles, probably a cheapish way to get them all. That's record 2, side 1. And that's record 2, side 2. Again, record looks virtually unplayed. Slight mark, no, it's a bit of dust actually. Value wise, it's never going to be worth a hell of a lot of money, is it? I don't even know. I think I've seen it on eBay going for like £40, and sometimes even more. I suppose it's because you can't get Kato records anymore. I mean, there's some people that just like collect defunct record labels. But I paid the grand total of £7 for that. So if you're saying that there's 30 tracks on there for £7, that's cheaper than Spotify, isn't it? In one way. Because at the end of the day, I own these, don't I? They're not in that cloud up there. Very happy. Yeah. So if you ever see this one as well, I'd recommend you to get it because the sound quality and everything is okay. Because sometimes compilations that they edit them, don't they, and things like that. But yeah, this one, I know it is good because I did have this years ago. In fact, I'm not sure if I've still got a copy of it down there. Very, very good. The only downside in one way is it's basically all the 60s stuff. So if you wanted one that's more of a like proper retrospective of the Rolling Stones, you'd probably have to go to what's the one I've got up there? Honk, Rolling Stones Honk. But to get that on vinyl, you talked about 65 quid. Next up, we've got a Beatles one. The Beatles Greatest. Now, I don't know if this is Dutch or German or Swedish because it came out in a lot of different countries, but with the same sleeve. And this is on Odeon, or Parlophone Odeon, even as it says there. And the catalogue number is OMHS 3001. And you do get some slightly different mixes on this one of, I think it is Rock and Roll Music, I Feel Fine, and 8 Days a Week, if I remember right. There's slightly different mixes. The cover's not exactly brilliant. It's got stain in there. Front's okay. And the spine is okay. The record is actually quite nice. So it is just on the Odin label. So this is side one. And I think this is an original 1960s version because I know they did re-release it, but I'm sure it is an original 1960s because there's no EMI boxes on it or anything. That's side one. And that is side two. Again, if you go on eBay or other online places, this album actually, it's hard to price. Like I said, I do think this is an original, so I think it'd be worth around about the £20 mark at a push. There is a gold vinyl version of it, but that is a reissue. And then there is a version of it which is on a Parlophone label as well, which I also think is a reissue. So I'd say, yeah, that's worth roughly £20. I paid £9 for that. It is a good album to get. If you ever get this, it is nice to get just to compare it to the UK versions. I'm sure it's German. Doesn't actually say where it's made. But it does I don't think it's like the songs on here go up to about 1965, don't they? But then it must have come out after that because you've got an advert for Sergeant Pepper's there, which came out in 67, didn't it? So it must have come out in end of 1967. Then we've got Beatles for Sale. This isn't in very good condition, to be honest. The only reason I got it is because it's German, so it's on the Odeon label, the red and white label, and I got it for free, to be honest. It has got a sellotape mark there and staining on the back. It's not gatefold; it's just a standard LP, because in the UK it was gatefold, wasn't it? The spine's okay; it's still there, isn't it? And this is stereo. Well, it says stereo there. So the number on this is 83790. Go on to that. Track list now, I think, is exactly the same as the UK version. You also get like this advertisement in the sleeve, which is basically for all things I've never heard of, to be honest. So actually on the label, it says SMO 93790. That's the A side, or side one. I'm not sure if you've seen these or not, to be honest. It doesn't mark white, does it? This computer. I think you got that one, haven't you? If you can't see the labels, I will apologise. This laptop, sometimes it comes up okay. Sometimes they just look blank. Yeah, and it has got a few marks. I haven't played it. I've cleaned it. To be honest, I have seen worse. Again, very hard to price because it's not in. So, and the sleeve needs sticking as well. So it's coming away there, look, and it's coming away there. And because they're not flip back sleeves, so the only way you can actually repair that is to put sellotape on it. If you wanted to repair it, which maybe I will, maybe I won't. But then again, I'm not selling it, am I? So I probably will put sellotape on it just to preserve it a little bit more. Like I say, I paid £8 for that, but I think technically I got it free because it did knock quite a bit of money off it for me. Nice things to have. As I've said before, I've been collecting Beatles records for well over 40 years on and off. And anything that isn't a UK version or a slight variation of a UK version, if I've got the money, I will try and buy it. Next up, we have Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Again, really special about it. A bit battered up, spine's gone there. Apart from that, the actual cover is in nice condition. That's the inside. Now, I didn't get the cutouts with this, but I did get the all-important inner sleeve. These on their own, there's people selling them on the eBay and places like that for these sleeves, just a sleeve, not the album or the record. And for an original one of these, they're wanting like £25. You can get fake ones or reproduction ones, and I think they cost you £15 each. Gramophone code sold in the UK text. No tax markings on it. So that is side one. You see that one? Brilliant, can't you? It's just when it's white label, isn't it? And that is side two. Again, quite a bit of wear on it. I've seen worse. I should imagine it will play okay. There's no actual scratches or anything as such that I can see on it. It's just got quite a bit of wear on it. I've cleaned it, but it still looks a little bit dull. Although it looks quite shiny on there. Like I say, classic album. And if you into the Beatles or you're into collecting records, I mean, I paid £10 for that. Now that inner sleeve is worth more than that. Apart from that, there, which was just the design of the cover, that's the worst bit on it. So I'd say that's a good plus for the cover, and probably a good plus for the record. But like I say, I paid £10 for that. So if you're a record collector like me, would you pay £10 for an original copy, even though it's not in the best of shape? Like I say, it probably will play okay. Or do you go and buy a brand new version from HMV or somewhere like that for like £35? Now, the collecting me would always go for an original if you can get one. But having said that, I do buy reissues. I bought some reissues today, which I will show you later on as well. But for £10, I don't think I can really go wrong for that. And I think, it is a bargain because, like, if it had the cutouts in, even in that state, that would probably be worth about £30. As it is, I'd say £15 to £20 easy, even with that there, because the record and the rest of the cover is okay, isn't it? So, and we have the all important inner sleeve. Next up, we have Jerry and the Pacemakers. How do you like it, Jerry and the Pacemakers? Again, this is an original 1963, I think it is, recording. It's on Columbia, so it's 33 SX 1546. 14 songs on it. A lot of them you won't know. I'll just show it like that so you can see the actual songs. Basically, I bought this because, as you know, we love Liverpool. And I always think, in some ways, Jerry and the Pacemakers are very overlooked in the story of Merseybeat or Merseysand, whatever you want to call it. Because at one time, these were actually, Jerry and the Pacemakers were the biggest band in Liverpool. These were actually bigger than the Beatles at one time. I think the downside to Jerry and the Pacemakers, I think he said it himself, was he could write songs, but he could only really like ballads, couldn't he? Which, you know, I think by 1966, I think these had all but split up. Jerry Marsden went on to, didn't really have a solo career as a singer, did he? But he went into television and theatre and stuff like that, didn't he? And then later on, there was like a new Jerry and the Pacemakers, wasn't there? But I think he was the only original member in it. Again, very, very good album. It isn't actually, you know, you've got your flip back sleeves, everything. It's nice and shiny. Does have the original inner anti-static sleeve, which again, on their own, people will sell these for £10-12 on their own for the original sleeves. It's on the blue Columbia label. That is side one. And that is side two. Now, the only thing I can see on this is there is a slight mark there, but it's not feelable. So it's not a scratch. So apart from that, I'd say that's virtually mint. But, well, not mint, excellent. Looks like it's had hardly any play on that spindle, does it? So just that little bit there. That could even be a factory error, couldn't it? Columbia Gramophone Co. Limited. And of course, it was produced by George Martin, wasn't it? Again, very, very heavyweight record. Apart from that little mark, which is there, and you can only see it certain light, can't you? Apart from that, it's actually in virtual excellent condition, isn't it? And the inner sleeve, inner anti-static sleeve, is in excellent condition. And the cover is in excellent condition. So all in all, I can't say it's excellent because of that mark. So I'd actually class that as a very good plus. Even though some people would say it's excellent, but if I was going to sell it, I'd say it was very good plus. I paid £6 for that. Again, on eBay, sometimes these can go up to £25-35 for a decent copy, and they probably wouldn't be in as nice a condition as that, even though that has got that little mark on it. So yeah, very happy with that one. Next we have Donovan, Sunshine Superman. Again, as far as I know, this is an original 1966, 1967 pressing. It's on Pi and it's mono, so it's NPL 18181. That's track listing if you can see it. Sunshine came softly through my window today. Again, it has got an anti-static sleeve. Don't know if it's the original one or not. Anti-static just means it's got polythene inside it to stop anti-static, obviously. Side one. Yeah, I think the actual album was released in 1967, but Sunshine Superman was released in 1966, wasn't it? Lovely clean labels. It's actually in really, really nice condition. This actually does look like a card that has been played. No marks on it whatsoever. That's side 2. I mean, that looks like it's got marks, but it's a glare off the telly. Look, if I go like that, it goes, doesn't it? Very, very nice weight as well. Now, on certain selling sites, like Fleabay and places like that, that usually goes for around £35–40, like that. In the condition this is in, you might get one that cheaper than that, but it won't be anywhere. I mean, that's virtually mint, isn't it? Well, I wouldn't say mint. I'd say it's at least excellent, maybe even excellent plus that. Got your flip back sleeves and everything in it, no writing or anything on it. And all in all, really, really nice LP. I paid £10. Not bad, is it? And we've got, I don't really know why I bought this one because I think I've got about 4 copies. Well, I do know why I bought it because it was £3. Best of Cilla Black. Again, this is the stereo one, so it's PCS 7065. And I think it is a slightly later copy, although it's in a flip back sleeve. I think it's on the one box EMI. So you get the EMI advertising in a sleeve. Again, people sell these sleeves on their own on eBay and places like that for £10 each. Yes, and it is on a one box EMI. They still get the gramophone code text on the outside, and it's one box EMI. So I'd say this is roughly from 1970, 1969, 1970. And to be fair, I would actually say this is mint. I'd say it's never been played. There's no marks, no spindle wear or anything on it. That's as good as you would. That's as good as getting a brand new copy. Yeah, no marks whatsoever. Even in that light up there, there's nothing on it, nothing whatsoever. It's never going to be worth a fortune, is it? Because it's still a black glass. But, you know, there's people that collect Cilla Black, like Dusty Springfield and Sandy Shaw. You know, at the end of the day, you know, she did make some good records. Like I say, this is the best of, so you'd expect the hits to be there, like Love of the Loved and Anyone Who Had a Heart and You're My World and, you know, things like that. Step Inside Love. Step Inside Love. Do, do. Paul McCartney, that, didn't you? So that's the track listing. And this has got the pinch sleeve or the pinch spine. See that there and there. It's what they call it, a pinched spine. So if that had been a Beatles record, that'd be worth a hell of a lot more because it's got the pinched spine. But because it's Cilla Black, doesn't matter. It's only ever going to be worth £5 or £6, isn't it? 10 maybe at the most. But I paid £3 for that. If you're saying that is that, I would actually class that as mint. Doesn't look like it's ever been played, which is a shame, isn't it? You know, you think, yeah, it's a mint record, but it's only ever going to be worth £10 at the most, isn't it? Like I say, we learn by things, don't we? The next one is Adam and the Ants. Kings of the Wild Frontier. I only got this because you got the booklet with it. To be fair, it is in nice condition. The booklet's all there. You get the inner sleeve with all the songs on, you know, words to songs. The actual record is in really, really nice condition as well. That's CBS, so it's CBS 84549. And I never realised there's actually 2 versions of this LP. And I can't work out which is which, because one's got a slightly different mix of amp music on it. That one finishes on, in the dead wax, it says A7 on side 1, and side 2, the dead wax, it finishes on, I can find it, B something. There was one set where I put my granddad glasses on. B4. So side 2 ends in B4 and side 1 ends in A7. So it's CBS S 84549 A7. So that's side 1. And then on the B side, it's CBS 84549 B4. So that might be the one. I'm sure it's the one where you get the A on the A side, which has a slightly different remix of amp music, which you probably wouldn't even notice if you didn't know. Never going to be worth a fortune, unfortunately. As much as I love Adam and the Ants, this sold in its virtually millions, didn't it, around the world. Worth it just to get the booklet. Like I said, the rest of it is in really, really nice condition as well. I'd say a very good plus. On eBay, the ones with the booklets go roughly for around £25. I paid £6 for that. Next up, we have David Bowie, Golden Years. Now, I nearly didn't buy this. But it was only £3. And I had a look and I thought, I don't know if it's going to play. One side is absolutely mint, or virtually mint, but the other side's got really, really deep scratch on it. The side 1, which is that, is mint. It looks like it's never been played. No spindle wear or anything. Side 2, there's a really, really nasty scratch. You see it just there. There, right? And it is just feelable. Right? Just feelable, right? But again, apart from that, that looks like it's never been played. So I don't know if that's been done when they put it into the sleeve or something, or maybe it was played once and somebody's went, I don't know. But I cleaned it yesterday and I thought, right, I'm going to try that last track first, just to see if it plays, which is Wild as the Wind, which is like one of my missus' favourite David Bowie songs. So I put it on the Technic system downstairs. Once I cleaned it, I think, something played absolutely brilliant. Yes, there's a slight click now and again. It doesn't jump or anything. Now, usually, if I saw a record like that, I'd walk away. And then I looked at that side and I thought, well, at least I've got one decent side, haven't I? And if worst came to the worst, you can play off of that anyway. Like I say, it actually plays. Okay. Not exactly a rare David Bowie album. It's getting there now because obviously I think it was sort of a semi official release. I know you could get it, but I think then when CDs and stuff came out, this was took out. So you've got Fashion, Golden Years, Red Sails, Joe the Lion, Look Back in Anger, Scare Monsters and Super Creeps. I Can't Explain, Wild as the Wind, and Ashes to Ashes. But you have to look because the ones in the pink is the A side, the ones in the blue is the B side. So Wild is the Wind, which is there, is actually the last track on the album where the scratch is. So apart from that scratch, that is virtually excellent. But if you were selling it, you couldn't sell it as excellent. Very good, or even poor. Not that I'm going to resell it. Oh, by the way, I paid £3. £3. £3 for David Bowie LP. Eh? Oh, and the catalogue number was PL 14792, but then underneath that says UK in brackets and it says Bow LP4. Nice, isn't it? Worth £3 just to put on your wall, isn't it? If nothing else, it's cheaper than buying a poster, isn't it? Sometimes. Next up, we've got Aftermath, Rolling Stones. And as far as I can work out, this is an original 1966 copy. Got some lovely songs on this. Mother's Little Helper, Stupid Girl, Lady Jane, Under My Thumb. Out of Time, It's Not Easy, Take It or Leave It, Think. course, and it's got a lot of Brian Jones features very heavily on this LP. I mean, he plays, what does he play on it? He plays guitars, he plays bells, he plays sitar. Not bad for a bloke that was supposed to be a drug addict, is it? Yeah. Cover's really, really nice and in nice condition for its age. Spine's intact. I don't think this is original in a sleeve, but it is anti-static at least. Again, that's got a few marks, but for saying its age, I'd say it's in good condition. That's side A, and that is side B, or side 1 and side 2. Yeah, there's a few marks, but no deep scratches or anything, and it does play okay. We did something naughty the other day because when we came in from Nottingham, there was nothing on telly, but it was like dark. So I thought, oh, I can't. I'm not going to clean the records, but I actually played this one. It did actually play okay. Okay, there was a little bit of distortion in it because I hadn't cleaned it. I cleaned it yesterday, played it yesterday. It's absolutely fabulous. I paid a tenner for it. On eBay, whatever you want to call it. These usually go from £10 up to probably 100, 110, especially for one in as good as condition as that. So, yeah. We've got three more. Next one is the Beatles White Album. Now, if you saw my video last week, I bought 2 mono white albums in Liverpool, so you're probably thinking, what the hell does he need with another white album? Well, for a start, this is a stereo one. Number is 04988865, so it's quite a late one. The sleeve's actually quite nice. The only real downside is it's just starting to go away there, and it does actually say stereo. The spine's good. And this is why I bought it, because you got the photos with it. John Lennon, Ringo Starr, George Harrison, Paul McCartney. You got the original inner sleeves, and they are the original ones. You got the poster, and that is an original poster. You can buy reproductions, but if you want all the original things, sometimes you have to pay a little bit extra. An interesting thing about this is it's what they call a crossover, which I will explain in a minute. See, that's how the original sleeves were. So you got that on one side, and it was full on the other. They're not in brilliant condition, these. So side 1, so it's PCS 7067. You get the sold in the UK text. But the interesting thing about this is, although you get manufactured in the UK, it doesn't say an EMI recording on there, does it? Usually you get above that, say an EMI record. Right, so it doesn't on that. Again, couple of marks, but it does play okay. I've played this one. Side 2, again, you don't get an EMI recording. But there's a little bit of label damage there, which doesn't affect the play, does it? It is a first pressing because it all ends in the stroke 1 matrix. Again, really, really nice condition, to be honest. So that's record 1. Now, record 2 has an EMI text on it. Sure it does. Yeah, so on that, just there, you can see it. An EMI recording. Let's see a bit on that one. And that one isn't better. Can you know? There's nothing wrong with the labels on that. That's what they call, as far as I know, a crossover, because some of them early copies did say didn't put an EMI recording. Later copies did, although they're still classed as first pressings. Yeah, that's actually in nice condition. I did pay a bit of money for this one. Well, I say I paid a bit of money. Technically, I didn't, because everything's with it, isn't it? You've got the records, you've got the original inner sleeves, you've got the poster, plus you've got 4 pictures. And it's a top opener, whereas you put your record in from the top. And it's the original gatefold sleeve as well, with the flip back sleeves on the inside. And it's a numbered copy, right? Okay, it is a slightly high number. But I paid £65 for that. Now, for saying everything's in it, that is actually quite good. The stereo ones are never really worth as much as the mono ones. But the 2 I got in Liverpool last week didn't have the original inners or the poster or the photos. So if you ever can find one that's got everything in it and you can afford to buy it, then that's the only downside on that. It's just starting to go there. But yeah, £65. Lots of money, some people, but if you know about your Beatles records, it's actually quite cheap, because that's probably worth about 250 quid. Next one, Sex Pistols. The Biggest Blow. A punk fair by Ronnie Biggs. Yes, Ronnie Biggs, the great train robber. Was a double A side. So on the other side, you get My Way by Sid Vicious, and you actually got a newspaper cutting. It's about Ronnie Biggs being arrested and being brought back to England after, what was it? Sunfly's Big Zone to justice after 13,068 days on the run. The same there. Yes, great train robber, but he didn't really get much of the money, did he? I think they should have left him where he was, because it basically just came home to die, didn't he? So the Biggest Blow on the 45, the single was actually called "No One Is Innocent," wasn't it? It wasn't called The Biggest Blow. And there's a version that's called "Kosh the Driver." Kosh the Driver. Kosh the Driver. I noted that it throws up then, isn't it? Nice labels, eh? My Way. The only thing with this is, well, that's just My Way all the way through. That is, you get the Ronnie Big song, and then about there, it like goes into conversation with him and Paul Cook and Steve Jones, which is actually uncredited on the label. And I paid £10. I think I paid for that, which is about what it's worth, in all fairness. Maybe a little bit more. Still nice though, isn't it? I'd say one of the better singles that they released after Johnny Rotten had left or had been sacked. And finally, from Rob's Records, I bought Rubber Soul again. Nothing really special apart from it's in a Ernest J. Day and Coast cover, which is actually quite there. And this is what they call the loud mix. When I was looking at it, Bob goes, "Well, he says it needs a good clean." And I thought, well, I've got my project record player anyway. And he says, "I think it's got a slight warp." I thought, all right, okay. So this is the one that ends in the matrix is XEX 5791. That's for side one. And then for side two, it is XEX 5801. Right. So I've cleaned it, I've played it, there's no warp on it or anything. A little bit crackly in places, yeah. But then again, you know, it is 56 years old, isn't it? So it is a genuine first pressing. Slight scratch there, but it's not feelable. When I played it the other night before I'd cleaned it, again, naughty, it did have a slight jump on my shell. But to be honest, I'm not that bothered because I don't really like Michelle that much. It's an okay song, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best things the Beatles ever did. Not so well. It is in one way, but I don't really think it fits on this album. So yeah, sold in the UK text and everything on it. And it is actually in quite nice condition. So Rob let me have this for £10. He did say it was worth more than that. He says, but because of the condition, and I mean, it was. I mean, that looks okay now. I mean, there is some slight, you can see some slight scratches, but they're not feelable. There's no real nasty marks or anything on it. I've seen a hell of a lot worse than this on eBay and places like that. Book price for this is actually about 250 quid. Wouldn't get for this one because it's not in, you know, it's not. I'd say it's in good condition, maybe even, you know, good plus or very good minus. The sleeves lovely. Say it's a loud mix now. To me, I can't hear any difference. To be honest, I cannot hear any difference between that and the other record that came out after it. I suppose there's some difference somewhere, but where it is, I don't know. It's nice to have. Would I pay £250 for it? Probably not, but I don't need to do it because I've got it. And I've got another copy as well. Again, the interesting thing about this, for me, is not so much the loud mix, it's the Ernest J. Day & Co. sleeve. And I think there's this, and then I think they did a couple of the Revolver ones, and then that was it. They didn't do anything else to do with the Beatles, did they? PMC 1267. Lovely album. It is a lovely album. But see, I've got all that notes on there. I don't think he really. I mean, he's put poor condition, slight edge warp, the loud cut copy, book price £250. He's even put that on there. Would you get you probably could get £250. I don't know, but like I say, I haven't bought it to sell. So that's one other thing. I thought that was the last one. I also got a German copy of Revolver. No cover with it, unfortunately. But when you see it, you'll see why I got it, because it is actually in really, really nice condition. I know it's hard to see the labels, and I'm very, very sorry. Again, this is one that I did play the other night before cleaning it, and it did jump on Good Day Sunshine. So I might play it again in a bit just to see what it does sound like. And it looks like it's had hardly any play, to be honest. But records, if they're not stored properly, they can scratch them. It hasn't got the cover. But yeah, so that was everything from Rob's record, Mark. Or Rob's records. Couple of other things I bought in Nottingham. These were from Big Apple Records, which is in West End Arcade in Nottingham. Again, worth a look at. You know, if you're ever in Nottingham, please go and check out Rob's Records is on Hertz Yard. Then you've got Big Apple Records in West End Arcade. You've got Records 33 in West End Arcade. And if you go upstairs, you've got the Music Inn in West End Arcade. which is more jazz. It does sell some pop, but it is more like jazz and classical music. And then there is a new record shop opened up in between Big Apple Records and Records 33. Didn't have much stock in it because it'd only been open a day, and he hadn't figured out what he was going to call it. So, you know, it's worth going to Nottingham now just to go to West End Arcade. All right, first one I bought from Big Apple Records, Beatles 1967 to 1970. You think, well, he's got loads of them up there and in there and in there. Yeah, yeah, but this is the 2014 remix. And it's virtually mint. Double album. You get the inner sleeves like you did on the original one. The sound quality is actually really, really nice on these. £20. £20. Right. And also got 1962 to 1966. Again, this is the 2014 remixed album by Giles Martin. Again, lovely condition, virtually mint, £20. Then I bought something a little bit different from Big Apple Records. See, Big Apple Records, it's not just the name, you'd think it's just to do with Beatles, wouldn't you? But yes, he has got a lot of Beatles stuff. But he's got a lot of punk, new wave, reggae, 80s stuff. He has got a really, really nice collection, if you like David Bowie, Queen, Pink Floyd, things like that. He's got a lot of that as well. Does singles as well as LPs. So this is actually a reissue of the Selector's debut album. So I just thought, oh, right, okay, you take it you don't get the singles with it. But you do. You got the singles with it, which I'll show you in a minute. And I looked, thought two-tone records, yeah, Bill. Because I like my two-tone, you know, I like my Scar and my Mavericks and things like that. But I didn't actually realise it was a reissue as such. I did, and it was like a repressing. That's a track listing on the back. Right. But then when you open it up, the inner sleeve selector, advert to some of the two-tone LPs. But this is absolutely lovely. Honestly, this was worth the money, you know, because it's actually on clear vinyl. Isn't that nice? Clear vinyl selector. Some hits are on it. Some of the songs you might know, some of them you won't. Side one, you've got Too Much Pressure, Murder, Out on the Streets, Carry Go, Bring Home, Black and Blue, and James Bond. And on side two, you've got 3 Minute Hero, Every Day, They Make Me Mad, Missing Words, Danger, Street Feeling, and My Collie, Not a Dog. So you've got 3 singles on it, haven't you? Because Missing Words was a single, 3 Minute Hero was a single, and then Too Much Pressure was a single, wasn't it? But isn't that nice? I played it yet? I'm saying about some of the, you know, sometimes it sounds like I'm slagging the issues off. I'm not. On that one, that is worth getting because it's completely different to the original album because it's on clear vinyl, and I don't think it's been remastered. I think it is the original recordings. But then, like I say, you got 2 singles with it, and I thought, well, so you've got 3 Minute Hero, sorry, Too Much Pressure, and On My Radio, right? Because that's On My Radio, isn't it? And then that is Too Much Pressure. But they're both the same. They've both got the same things on it, right? So one side is Too Much Pressure and one side is On My Radio. So you get it out On My Radio, TT4A, My Radio, and then Too Much Pressure. TT4B. Nice, yeah. Yes, I know they're not originals, but it's still something nice to have, isn't it? And then you've got the same record again, or so I thought. But then you look at it, and this one's clear. So you've got Too Much Pressure, TT4B, and then on my radio, TT4A. So that's the A side, the same one, then that's the B side. Noel Davis. Noel Davis. Isn't that nice? And of course, you've got the reproduction two-tone sleeves as well. Also, wow, is actually really, really nice. So there you have it. That's my recent record haul for my trip to Nottingham, which was Friday afternoon. Yes, I spent a little bit of money, but I did get some bargains. And like I say, I've actually bought these to keep them up to resell. Not unless I decide to set up a record shop one day, which is my dream, actually, to have a record shop at some point. So that's going to be it for today. I'm sorry it's gone on a little bit. I thought, oh, 20-minute video. But then I thought I might as well show you what they're like and the conditions. So everybody that is subscribing, thank you very much. Everybody that's liking my videos as well, thank you very much. If you want to subscribe and you're like, I don't know, just subscribe. It doesn't cost you a penny. It is free. Honestly, it is free. You don't pay anything. If you subscribe and you press the bell button, which should be down there somewhere, then you will get notifications when I do things like these. If you're new to my channel, welcome, hello. As the name says, it's Beetle Dave, so 99.9% of the time we are talking about Beatles, records, Beatles, singles, albums, EPs, CDs, or the solo Beatles. We do also do specials now and again on other artists, like off the top of my head, David Bowie, Pink Floyd, the Kinks, so we do other things apart from the Beatles, but 99.9% of the time it is the Beatles. Also, just move this around slightly because I think people might get a bit bored of just seeing all this bit here. So that is something I actually got from Liverpool, which is Abbey Road pen, and it is from Abbey Road Studios. So then we've got all this at the back now. We changed that round slightly, so there's a little bit there. The Beetle Dave cushion is now there. So now you can see all this here. This is like my hi-fi setup. Still got all them there. I mean, all them. That's all Beatles. 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 And then this is all Beatles. So there you've got basically my hi-fi setup. So you've got project deck there. You've got the Denon amp, tuner, cassette deck. That's a Gem record player, which is cheapish one. I say cheapish. I think it was about £100 when I bought it. It's not top quality one, but the nice thing about that is, if you're just getting into records and you ain't got an amp or anything, that's actually got little built-in speakers as well. I mean, it is running through the amp now, and the sound quality on that is good. And then I've got my Hard record deck there, which is what I used to play all my old mono Beatles LPs on. So that's a little bit about the channel and me and my collection. Like I say, if you are new, thank you very much. Please pop in again. I do try to make my videos entertaining, but also informative, so that you learn something. Whether you've learned anything on this one, I don't know. Well, you have, because you've learned roughly what I've paid and what they're roughly worth, haven't you? Again, thank you to my friend Rob, Rob's Records down Hertfordshire in Nottingham. If you're ever in Nottingham, just go and see him. He's always happy to just talk to you. If you want to know anything about records, he's quite happy to, tell you. You can walk in his shop and he's not there like, can I help you? Or, he won't force you to buy anything. He is quite happy for you just to go and have a look. Again, he's a character. His old Rob has been there for years and years and years. And if you like your soul and your Motown, he's got a brain full of knowledge about that sort of stuff, as well as like your rock and your pop and everything else. Lovely chap. He will make the time of day to speak to you. And if you buy quite a few records, it does usually knock you a little bit off. But then again, I've been going to Rob's for years and years and years. And then also you've got Big Apple Records again. Really, really nice stock. Prices are, quite reasonable. Isn't just Beatles stuff, he has got a really, really good selection. So if you're in Nottingham, it's worth going. If you're into your records and your record collecting, which you should be because you're watching this video, aren't you? Nottingham now is getting some really, really nice second-hand record shops. So, the main ones I go to are obviously Rob's Records on Hertfordshire. I go to Big Apple Records in West End Arcade. I sometimes go into the Music Inn, which is also in West End Arcade. There's Records 33, which is in West End Arcade. And then there's that new one, which I'm not sure what it's going to be called, because it's like, you got like Apple Records there, then you've got, what was it, Empty Shop, and then you've got Records 33 there. Well, that Empty Shop now is also going to be a record shop. But like I said, when we went in on Friday, I think he'd only opened the day before. So I didn't exactly have a lot of stuff in, but the stuff he'd got was okay. He'd got Led Zeppelin and that. I think I bought my missus a couple of Bon Jovi things from there. You've got some Bowie and things like that in there. So, it is worth a visit now. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I haven't bored you too much. Like I said, I didn't expect this to be as long as this video, but hey ho, it's Sunday, isn't it? Formula One day today. I will actually be watching it a little bit later today because I'm going out for dinner with my mum and my missus and my stepdad today. So, as always, love your records, cherish your records, clean your records, and obviously play your records. If you treat your records right, i.e., you know how to play them, you know how to handle them, you know how to clean them, these will last you basically a lifetime. It's like some of them records there, but older than me, might be in bad condition than me in a lot of ways, and when I'm dead and gone, them records will still be there. So, this is age-old question: is it worth collecting records, or is it worth buying records? Well, in my personal opinion, it is, because I own all these. I can physically touch them, I can physically play them. Yes, it can be a bit of a ball ache when you've got to clean them and things like that, and you've got to keep buying new styluses or belts and things like that. Yes, that can be a pain in the what, but in all honesty, it's worth it because they are yours. Nobody can ever take these away from you. If you bought them, they're yours for the rest of your life, or even when you've gone, if you want to give these to your kids or your missus, or when you retire, you want, you've done it as a bit of investment, then it can be there. That's going to be it for today. I might do a video tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure what we're doing. So until the next time, thank you very much for watching Beatle Dave. It is the channel mainly about the Beatles, but we do other things. Stay safe. If you're going out for dinner or you're going out record collecting, if you live in the East Midlands, I think it's today that there's a big record fair on at Chesterfield. I can't get there today, otherwise I would have been going. So, just, go in a record shop, second-hand record shop, do what they call digging. That's looking through the crates, because you never know what you might find. Sometimes it's, run-of-the-mill stuff, but other times you can find things like that, like that Stereo White Album and the loud cut of Rubber Soul. So until the next time, this is Beatle Dave from Derbyshire in the UK on a nice sunny Sunday morning, saying bye-bye, stay safe, and we'll see you all soon on the next episode of Beatle Dave. So until then, bye-bye.